Welcome back, guys. This is part 3 of our shed conversion. You've seen the delivery and the setup, the power pole there. You've seen the installation of it. So now you get to see the inside of the shed and what we've been working on. You guys that have visited our lives on Monday night at 5 have kind of been following along as we've talked about what we've been doing. So now you're going to get to see what it looks like. Let's start by showing you what the original shed looks like. I was proud I could reach the top. So this is walking in the door. You have a loft to the right and a loft to the left. Those are 8-foot lofts, 6.5 foot tall. And that part's going to be the sewing room. The previous part was going to be the pantry. I did tell you in the last one we got the electrical package, and there's the start of that. Me and Steven had to go pick up insulation, and it filled the van to the max. So I'm going to start showing you pictures of what we did. That's my dad. He was fixing the light there to put it on its own switch. We are starting to do installation. So that was me and my dad putting that up. The loft part between, we went ahead and expanded the flooring up there. And then we are putting in a door section here that you'll see later in the pictures. So we have completely closed in between the two lofts, and that middle light up there is on its own switch. That'll be the attic light, whereas the other two light switches that were underneath the loft are going to be on their own switch. So my dad is closing in the door here to the attic door. And we've started working on getting some of the insulation up, and we've got the floor finished. So this is what it looks like now in the attic. And we're starting to put up the paneling around the walls, starting in the pantry. This is paneling that's not going to be seen. That's why it looks rough. My dad just had it laying around, so that's what we used. And here is almost getting finished with that portion of the pantry room. Now we're putting up a wall divider here just for insulation purposes, kind of being a division between the pantry and the sewing room. And it'll have kind of two different climates. So we've started bringing in some shelves here. We got the wall there finished to a point where we can start kind of setting up some shelves and see where we're going to place them. This is the sewing room. We've got the insulation put up. And that's a stack of paneling we are fixing to start installing. Me and Logan went and loaded up the van with pantry goods. Since the pantry is done, we can now start unloading it and moving them into the shelves. This is a rough draft of what it's going to look like, and you guys will see it later. Almost finished. We moved our freezers out there as well. This is the ceiling going up in the sewing room. Dad and Steven worked on it for a while. Didn't take very long. And here's my dad just doing his thing, cutting out the outlet holes for the paneling. So now we've started working on the walls. The walls are going up. And there it is, almost finished. We did have to move the sawhorses inside because it started raining, so that was fun. And then my dad putting the paneling around the outside door to finish off that sewing room. He's cutting out the attic door there, you'll see in a second. And here we're putting up quarter round, just around the top, just to kind of hold it in place. This is nothing that's going to be, just fabulously pretty. They're just putting up quarter round just to fill in that gap. And then the last thing to do was all of the casings and facings around the window and doors. And after washing off all of the jars, we finally unloaded them, and here they are. So if you stick around, probably tomorrow you will see an actual pantry tour. And here, this picture, we're actually missing a few boxes. Here's our before shot of the pantry, and here's a few after shots of what we did. And that's with a curtain up. That's going to be an insulation curtain. And then Dad and Stephen are just putting the facings or casings around the door frame there. And then here's the final installation of the attic door. It's really heavy, so we are putting some extra braces and hinges and everything on it. This is the before of my sewing room, and there's the after. We do have a few things that we started moving in. You'll see here in a second. And here's the almost finished setup. But stick around and I'll be showing you my sewing room once I get it finished and all moved in. And tomorrow will be my pantry tour, so stick around for that and we will see you then. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.